Good morning, Daria. Well, we know that protests turned deadly last night, and we saw people from across the Bay Area gathering in Oakland to protest the death of George Floyd. Well, take a look at your screen. These are images that came overnight into the newsroom. You can see we're starting off with this Target. This is on Broadway, and you can see a group of people who broke into that Oakland Target. You can see them going through that store, smashing windows, grabbing items. We're also hearing reports that that fire at the Target is still not out this morning. We're also getting reports that other stores, including a Walgreens, a bank, and a Starbucks, was also broken into and set on fire here in Oakland. Now, the protest in Oakland started at about 8 p.m. Friday evening. Some protesters meeting at City Hall. Quickly, the group grew in size from a few hundred to thousands overnight. Now, what you're also seeing, we're going to show you these other images of a Mercedes-Benz dealership being vandalized. The car, just how widespread this was overnight. They say 60 looters were detained overnight. 22 people were arrested. Also, 13 officers were injured here in Oakland. Now, we also know, like you mentioned, the 2 Federal Protective Service officers were shot. According to police, one sadly has passed away. We're also hearing from the Oakland Police Chief this morning, who talked about the chaos that erupted overnight.
We have had demonstrations last night, and they started out peacefully, and we stood with our community here in the city of Oakland to provide safe spaces and respectful spaces for our demonstrators. What we saw later on in the evening turned violent and disruptive, and we want to call on everyone who would come to Oakland and stand with us to respect the memory of George Floyd and the community, to ensure that they are peaceful and they're respectful of the city of Oakland, and especially our downtown businesses, which have been suffering since the pandemic began. We're thankful for all of the mutual aid and other agency partners that have helped us tonight, but as we have seen across the country, we saw damage and destruction here in the city. We will be back at it tomorrow. We stand with our community, and we want to ensure that everyone who comes to the city of Oakland is peaceful and respectful.
Now, I heard from protesters who say they started out, this protest was not supposed to be one of violence, although we saw it take that very violent and deadly turn overnight. The people that I spoke to, they said they were just tired and exhausted of seeing these type of police killings of unarmed black people, and they just wanted to get the message out, and you saw that support from across the country coming in. But again, now they have another investigation on their hands. It's of those 2 officers that were shot and that one that was killed. For now, reporting in Oakland, Raina Harvey, KRON 4 News.